Love is patient. Love is kind. Now, I ask you this question. Would the average person, when they think of love, the first thing that pops in their mind is patience? You notice we don't usually think patience, do we? We think goose pimples, feeling, heart beating, palm sweating. You know, we're thinking of some emotion. Or maybe we're a little bit more spiritual. Love is unselfish. Love is giving. Love is a sacrifice. We'll talk about that. But you know what I noticed? Most people never put patience as a primary definition of love. Notice the first thing that pops up in the Apostle Paul's mind, the moment he's ready to define for us love, and he gives us, thankfully, a lengthy definition. But the first definition that pops up in Paul's mind is what? First, love is patient. Now, in a dictionary, when you try to define words, what a dictionary will do is a word may have shades of meaning. It may have multiple meanings, right? So what a dictionary will do is the first definition, they'll even put a little 1 next to it. You know, an uppercase 1. And they will give you the definition of the word. Then they might give an uppercase 2, uppercase 3. But what is the most important definition they give you? It's always the first one. Because the first one is the primary definition. And usually, number 2 and number 3 are kind of shades or derivatives of the first primary definition. So if you want to know what the real meaning of a word is, the best thing to do is look at the primary definition, because that is the main meaning of that word, though it may have multiple meanings. So love has that. You know, we tell people, you know, I love fast cars. I love chocolate cake. I love cheeseburgers. And I love my wife. So she's like a cheeseburger. Do you understand? What I'm saying is love is that kind of word. It's so broad-based that everyone has what they think love is. I'm so glad God did not leave it with our carnal mind to come up with the definition of love. Aren't you glad? So the first definition God gives us is love is what? Patient, and love is kind. And as I started to think about this, I started to realize how patience really is the main definition of love. And here's what I mean. Patience and kindness, in my view, are the 2 pillars that hold up love. And everything else that you think of love are shades or underneath what patience and kindness is. Patience being primary. And here's what I mean. You can say that you love someone, but you give up on them. I give up on you, but listen, I'm going to be cordial to you. I'm going to be kind. I'm not going to talk bad about you, okay? I'll even give you some help, but you know what? I'm through with you. Now, the moment you said you've given up on someone, then everything else doesn't matter. You'll be cordial, you'll be kind, you're going to be giving, you'll do this and that. It doesn't matter when you give up on someone. So the very beginning, God tells us, love is patient. That means you can say you have all the love for someone, but if you give up on them, you do not have real love. So I bring this point up. There's a lot of people who are deceived into thinking, all right, listen, I love my wife, Pastor, but I'm going to get a divorce because I can't stand being with her. But listen, I'm going to be a good ex-husband. I'm going to be a good one. I'll be a better ex-husband than I was a husband. I'll be honest with you, okay? And listen to me. I'll give her the house. I'll give child support. Or maybe you're the woman. Listen to me, Pastor. I love my husband, but I want out of the marriage. I can't stand being with him. I give up. But you know what? I'll be a good ex-spouse. You know, I'll let him have time with the kids. And you know what? I won't, try to take too much money from him. I'll be good. I'll even smile at him. I won't talk bad about him in front of my kids. But you know what? I'm through. But I'm going to be loving. You know what I say to you? Because it's all a joke. Because the moment you have given up, by that giving up, nothing else really matters anymore. Let's be friends, honey. Even though I can't stand to be with you and I'm going to divorce you, let's be friends. I remember I was going through a Barnes & Noble's, and, I'm always looking for material to teach from. And I went across a book that caught my attention. It said, The Good Divorce. Oh, that made me laugh. I must admit, I thumbed through it to see what the author had to say. And basically what he's saying is, listen, there's people you just can't stand to live with. And so why don't you just try to have a good divorce? A loving divorce for the sake of your children, so that your children aren't caught up in the middle. So if you're going to get a divorce anyway, let's just go ahead and have it a good one. I laughed. I'm still waiting for a good one to show up. Because everyone promises a good one, but it never is a good one. You know why? Because divorce itself, if you get a divorce without any scriptural grounds, which is infidelity, if you get a divorce, then you know what you're doing. You are giving up. You're saying, I have no more patience for this spouse anymore. But listen, I'll be good to you. Really? But you've given up. There's no patience. See, do you understand? Everything has to begin with patience. Can you imagine if God says, listen to me, I can't stand you. I'm through with you. I'm sending you to hell, but I'll give you a Mercedes. How's that? I'm through with you. I'm not going to be with you anymore, but I won't be good to you. What good is that, Lord, if you give up on me? So love starts off by saying, I cannot give up on my spouse. And by believing in my spouse and not giving up, you're expressing the very pillar of what love is all about. Have you ever been to a wedding? Now, be honest. Have you ever been to a wedding, and after the wedding was over, you whispered to someone, I give this couple a year? Come on, any confessions? Why? Well, number one, of course, we see a lot of marriages break up, but it's most likely because you saw something in a person that made you think they'll never last. May I say what you probably saw? You saw impatience. You saw someone who is totally spoiled, that if they don't get their way, they're out. They don't understand what a marriage vow is about. It's about that I'm going to be with this person through the good times and the bad times, through good circumstances and bad circumstances, through sickness and in health, through poverty and in wealth. But see, most people say, I'm going to be with you for the good times, through the prosperity, through the health. But let there be some trouble, I'm out the door. No wonder why, I thought about why Hollywood marriages don't last very long. You get this picture. You are a star. And everywhere you walk, people are taking pictures of you. Can I have your picture? Can I have your autograph? Yes, yes, yes. And everybody treats you like a diva. Everybody treats you like a star, right? And everyone is bowing down to you. They're honoring you. But when you get married, your spouse is not taking pictures of you all the time. Could I have your autograph, honey? Oh, could I have your just presence today? No, they don't treat you like a diva. And now, what? Do you not know who I am? No wonder why marriages don't last. Because they don't have it in their mind that marriage is going to have some good times and it's going to have some bad times. But here's the point. You can shorten the bad times by having the right attitude in your marriage. So that means this. Now get this. It's not enough that you stay in your marriage and say, well, see, I'm patient. I haven't divorced her. I haven't left him, okay? Are you happy? And Pastor, if that's what the Bible says, I'll stick it out to the bitter end. Bless God. And usually that's how it ends, bitterly. No, patience is not just sticking it out. It's sticking it out with the right positive attitude.